Okay, so let's begin with feet open, a little bit of turnout in the toes. And I'd like you to rise onto your toes and then drop your heels. So again, rising onto your toes and then drop and sort of spread your toes out like you're sort of playing a piano with your toes. And then coming up and then drop. And again, up. Squeeze your buttock muscles to help steady yourself when you're up there. Lengthening your posture, so think of elongating up now through the crown of your head. Rising. And two more. Up. And last one. And then bringing your feet in and a little circle through the foot. Same with the wrists. You spread your fingers and your toes out and then sort of close them in and then reverse back in the opposite direction. Let's give that a go on the other side. Point your toes and then flex, opening and closing, and reversing. And we're going to place that foot down and take a little balance on the one leg, pointing the toes, and almost like your finger is like a puppet, has a puppet string attached to the knee. The same on the other side. So imagine the finger has that puppet string attached to the knee. A little bit of Tai Chi today. A karate kid with the boys over the weekend. Reminded me of when we went to traditional Shaolin Kung Fu school in China. That was quite an experience. We did have a look and see if maybe we could take the kids one summer. Breathing in as you lift. Breathing out as you lower. And then just holding the balance there. Can you straighten both legs? Point your toes, bend your knee, and switch to the other side. So bringing the leg up, straightening both legs, bending in, and coming down and switch. So again, lift the arms, point your toes, bend, and release. Let's do it again. Coming up, extending, bending. And we're going to do that twice more. Reach, fold, and last one. Up, extend, circling the arms now. Big sweep. Can you brush your ears with your arms? Open your chest. Lean back a little bit. So it's arching back. Inhale, reach. And then reversing. Back the opposite way. Brush your ears with your arms. And stand on the one leg. Taking your knee in, out, reach back. In, out, reach back. In, out, reach. Last one. And let's switch to the other side. So knee coming in, out, straighten the leg. And again, sweeping in, out, straighten, in, out, lengthen it back. Two more. And last one. Alrighty, can we turn our toes out with a bigger space between the feet? To tuck your bottom under as you drop and lift. So think of your knees pressing back. Good one for Jane, who's already got achy legs. Sometimes it's kill or cure. Opening the arms, breathing in, breathing out. And we go lower. Hold 3, 2, 1, and release. And again. 3, 2, 1, release. 2 more. 3, 2, 1, and final one. And we hold. And let's bring our feet back in, catching hold of the foot to go into a quad stretch. And you get your knees together and your heel onto your bottom there. Pushing your hip bones forwards as you do it. And let's give that a go on the other side. Knees together, heel to the bottom. Pushing the hip bones forwards. Breathe. Alrighty, so let's come down onto the mat. We'll do a little bit more mobilization for our backs. Breathe in and breathe out. Are you looking for online classes that support you with getting more me time? You want to get supple, strong, feel less stressed, get in the driving seat. But actually, perhaps you've noticed that following videos on YouTube isn't actually helping you commit. It's not like the teacher reaches out and says, correct your hips, bring your knee back, move your posture back. And this is the problem. So, of course, you can hit subscribe to get more from the Zigs YouTube channel. But let's face it, we're not going to send our children to a school without a teacher or a tutor. I mean, what's their life going to be like if they're going to learn in that way? So my name's Claire Louise Freeman. I'm the business owner of Zigs Exercise, and I like to encourage you to join me and my community online, where we get together via Zoom and we practice Pilates conditioning, yoga stretches, mobility. And the thing is, we get to actually talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting in the way, you know, why it's not worked so far. And sometimes the hardest bit is actually just picking up the phone and talking it through. So brave pants on. I work with all sorts of people from various walks of life, different shapes and sizes. And often people who do work with me do it because they say that I do it in a very non-judgmental way. Of course, it's free to talk, so you can click the link in the description box below and we can get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. There's no pressure here. On the call, I'll listen in to, you know, what your need support with, what your personal needs are, and I can answer any of your questions about our online Pilates and yoga, where we do it together in community. Why wait? This stuff doesn't get any easier as we get older. We work with lots of busy parents, grandparents, business owners, NHS professionals, private school teachers, regular school teachers. So if that feels like you and you need that support and accountability on getting it done, that's the thing. If we've got the sessions booked in regularly, that means we're much more likely to show up. And it's that regularity that people are often missing. You know, they take time off during holidays. It's the commitment that gets the motivation. So why wait? Book in, give me a call, and I'll see you on the other drink if you need one, particularly if you're playing a bit of catch up and you've had a busy day. Okay, so we can go wide with the arms, drop the knees to one side, pressing our shoulders down and turning the head to look away from the knees. Let's give that a go on the other side. So pressing the shoulders down and rolling the other way. Squeezing the knees. You can either keep going with this version, or we're gonna do a little tap in the middle, down, tap. And last couple. Placing the feet flat now. If we can bring our arms in by our side, I want you to find your pelvic floor muscles. Give a little squeeze as you tuck your bottom under and move up into a shoulder bridge. So we're going to hold the pelvic floor, and then on the roll down at the bottom, allow your pelvic floor muscles to relax. So again, re-squeeze your pelvic floor as you lift upwards with your hips. And then roll down bone by bone. Breathing in at the bottom. This time we're going to hold at the top, hovering a single leg. And switching to the other side. And rolling the body back down, bone by bone. So again, connect the pelvic floor on the lift. Doing a single leg raise, keeping the hips level. We do an extended leg rather than a bent leg. Let's try that again, coming up. Great leg for next level. And keep the hip bones level. And let's do that again. Do that through twice more, pushing down into the ground with that bottom leg that stays on the floor. And last one, our shoulder bridge helps us to build strength and stamina around our buttocks and our back of our thighs. Alrighty, we'll take a hamstring stretch from here. So we're going to point the toes directly up. Remembered I lost a toenail on the weekend. Sure you wanted to know that. Extending the bottom leg down. Recovery from the Emily's Gift 38-mile walk. Next level, we're going to bring our nose and our knee towards each other. Pointing the toes as you do it. And let's release. And give that a go on the other side. So extending the leg, pointing the toes, straightening the other leg down, pointing the toes, bringing the nose and the knee towards each other. And let's release. Okay, so we're going to roll onto our front, placing our hands down. Watch where my leg goes. So we can take the leg across, touch the toe, big toe down on the opposite side of the body, known as a scorpion. Let your hips roll on this one. Loosening around the hips and the lower back. Over time, gradually moving the foot higher up the body as it comes across. If you get really good, you can probably give yourself a kick in the back of the head. And let's push the hands down into the ground as we do that roll. Turning almost to try and look behind you. One more each way. Okay, good job. So from here, we're going to move into our cobra. So chin up, arching back, and then coming down. And we're going to lift from there into a downward dog. So lifting the tailbone in the air, pressing the heels down, breath in through the nose, and breathing out through the mouth. We transition either to full plank or half plank on the knees. And then we lower the body to the floor and find the cobra again. Breathing in on the lift, arching back. Breathing out on the lower. So we lift and then transition into our downward dog. Relax the shoulders. Breathe deeply. So either bringing your knees to the floor or going into full plank, and you let your chest lead the way down rather than your hip. Wearing optional. Let's come up into cobra. Inhaling. Exhaling and lowering. And you lead from your hip on the way up. So hip, then chest. Breathe. Let's do 2 more. Switching to plank, leading from the chest. Breathe in as we move to cobra. Breathe out as we come down. And switching into our downward dog. And let's do one more time. Alrighty, from here, can we meet up in our yoga child pose? So knees open, let the arms reach forwards towards the front edge of your mat, spreading the fingers, wriggling the fingers forward slightly, so you feel a bit of a stretch under the armpit area. Wriggling forwards and then pressing the palms down with the fingers spread out. Pressing down, so it's an active stretch. Breathing deeply. Alrighty, and then from there, coming over onto our backs. Rolling down and curling back up. So coming down to the back, tapping the back of the head on the floor, and then curling back up. As you lift, add more intensity. We add a little hover here, so the feet are off the floor, and then we place the feet down and roll. So as you come up, think of your chest and your thighs coming towards each other, and then rolling back down. Breathing out on the lift, breathing in on the lower. And we do 2 more. So final one. we hover at the top. Keep lifted in your chest. So you can either keep your knees closed in, or next level, extend into a V. Or more advanced, add some arms wide. Try to lift into your chest. And let's release and move into a yoga glute stretch. So we're going to bring the right knee in, flex your toes up on this foot. And then if you pop this one across, squeeze and wrap the elbow around. And we're going to push the ground away with our back arm. Try and touch your forearm onto your back as you turn. Keep turning your body, something like you're trying to rotate your chest side on. Good squeeze with the knee towards the chest. Feeling for that stretch. And let's release. So you can either repeat that version, or we'll bring this foot in, tuck it under the buttock on that side, on your opposite side. And you can either squeeze and wrap again, or elbow to the thigh. And pushing down, turning the chest. Breathing deeply. And let's release off. Okay, so if we can give that a go on the other leg. We want the left flexed. No, we don't. We want the right flexed. On the left over the top. Wrapping around. Pushing down through our back arm. Turn the chest side on. Look over the shoulder. Smile for the camera. Deep breath. I always feel like I should have a rose between my teeth on this pose somehow. As you do. Feels good to stretch the glutes. Let's hook that other foot in. So we sit on top of the heel, bringing the elbow to the thigh, forearm attached to the lower back. Pushing down into the ground, turning the head. Deep breath. Alrighty, let's relax off. Give our legs a shake. Is it me or is it time for some water? Let's have a drink. Okay, find some weights. And we're going to do some weighted lunge stretches. So if we have one foot forward, let's bring the camera up a little bit. Okay, so nice big space between our feet. Tiptoe on your back foot. We can square up the hips. And just on your first one, think about your posture. So we're going to come down, just let the weights hang at your side. If you can see yourself on screen, try to get your upper body nice and upright, just holding for a few seconds, and then straightening out the front leg, and then folding in, and then releasing. Or next level, moving outwards. Breathing in, breathing out. Then we do two more, straightening out through that back leg. The last one we'll hold just for a little bit longer. Keep tucked in your bottom. Hold, breathe. And let's release. We're going to turn our feet. Tiptoe on our back foot, tucking the bottom under. We're coming down, down, down. Just thinking posture on your first one. And let's come back up. And do it again. So coming down, so folding the weight towards the shoulder for our first level. And let's release. Our next level, opening the arms out to the side. Let's do it again. So find your level. Breathe. And we do 2 more, keeping upright in the posture, lengthening that back leg away. And just 1 more, staying down a little bit longer. Stamina building. Breathe. And let's release and give our legs a little shake. Popping the weights to one side. Moving into our yoga triangle pose. So we've got good space between our feet here. Over on this side, angling out. Over here, angling in. Sliding the hand along the shin. Lengthening up with the top arm. Reaching the fingers up. Deep breath. Now often the body can sort of go into a forward lean. You tuck your bottom under. And get your fingers to the floor so you sort of take that support away. If you've got happy back and core, you can flatten the hand, line the leg. And from here we're going to bend the knee, bring that hand down and turn, and lengthening up with the other arm, pressing the shoulders down, deep breath. And can you drop your back knee to the ground, hooking the toes as we go into what I call ta-da, hands out to the side, chest lifted. You can either stay with this version and concentrate on just breathing abdominally, helps to give the hip flexor a good old stretch, or next level, catching hold here, back leg, intensifies, stretch a little, heel to the bottom, the kill or cure one for Jane tonight. Breathing into the stretch. Let's release that leg out and come back up. So turning into our triangle pose on this side. Breathing in, lengthening up our up arm. Again, we can either use the shin for support, or if we're feeling strong and steady in the core and the back, taking the fingers, hips to the floor, that more advanced version where we flatten the hand. Breathe. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Bending into the knee, bringing our hand to the floor, tiptoe on the back foot, turning, lengthening up, reaching the fingers, bring the shoulder blades down away from the ears, let the hips sink a little bit. Deep breath. Dropping our back knee, arms wide, ta-da, hands. Allow your hips to come forwards and down. Breathing into the belly. Again, if you want to go into that next level, take hold of the foot, heel towards the bottom. Breathing deeply. Let's release, bringing our hands to the floor, hands at the edges of the mat, knees underneath the hips, allowing the chest to lead the way as we go into a press up. Pilates press by lengthening the spine, holding onto the core, knees going just a little bit further back for our second level. or into our third level by going onto our toes. Exhaling on the way down, inhaling on the way up. Can we do 3 more? And last couple. And then from there, we're going to open the knees, have our toes together, and bring the elbows down. Groin stretch, slightly arching the back, pushing the bottom back towards the heels. Breathe. And then from there, let's bring our knees in. And we're going to walk our feet through our hands and pop down onto our back. Tippy toes sliding in, so the knees are coming up, arms coming overhead, and we're going to tap the toes and the thumbs down simultaneously, and then draw a circle with the arm. Tapping down simultaneously, and then drawing a circle with the arm. Explore your core on this one. See if you can keep control from the middle so your back's not going into overarch, but start to move your feet a little bit further away. Over time, straightening the legs, tapping down. And it's easy to sort of speed up this point where, like, tap, quick, get back in. So see if you can just slow your movement down. You get out there. Trying to sort of get the shakes at a certain point. Apparently that's where the magic happens, though. Edge of the comfort zone and all that. We do 2 more. Final one. Okay, and then if we can place the feet on the floor but straighten the legs out, interlocking our fingers, turning our palms out, so little finger edge towards the ground. Just close your eyes, breathe into the belly, through the nose, and breathe out through the mouth. So again, fill up as you inhale and exhale out. And one more deep breath. Use this time for your breathing space. And here we're going to roll to our side. And we're going to bring our heel into our groin area like this. So the heel is in the groin and the other leg is lengthened out the back. This front knee, we're going to angle sort of off the mat, so it's sort of on the diagonal now. And then we're going to drop our body weight towards that buttock. And my buttock is sort of on the edge of the mat now. And then the arms are coming forward. Now, if anyone's got knee trouble and this doesn't quite agree with your knees, try shifting your body weight more to the outer side. You can always do a basic glute stretch. Now watch where my back foot goes. So do this one in stages. The back foot sort of wriggles across now towards that edge as well. And we want to get on that side, almost like we could slide a very thin piece of paper underneath the buttocks. So the buttock's not quite on the floor, it's sort of wavering in the air. But shifting the body weight towards that left hip. Now, if it's very tight around what's known as the piriformis muscles, one of our smaller muscles around our glutes, sometimes it can really sort of grip there. So just ask the muscle to soften and let go with each breath out. So in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. And let's do that again. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more deep breath. And let's release. And can we give that a go on the other side? So we want the knee down the middle of the mat to start with. So the heel is in the groin area. Wriggle the back foot back. We're going to angle that knee now off on the diagonal. And then if you drop down towards the buttock on that side, fingers coming forward, I call those tippy fingers. It's like tiptoes for fingers. And then we'll wriggle the back foot across to this edge of the mat, allowing the body weight to shift towards that hip. So drop into that hip. Notice the grip. What does the body say? Inhaling through the nose. Ask those muscles to soften and let go as you exhale through your mouth. Deep breath. So talk to the muscles in the hip. Notice what they're saying. Breathe. Sometimes when we have very tight muscles around the glutes, or particularly around the IT band, or particularly if we're doing a lot of running, it can sometimes trigger something called piriformis syndrome. So this is actually a great stretch to do on a regular basis if that's the issue. Something I had years ago, which actually not treated can be really painful. All right, so let's pop down onto our backs again. Hearty single leg stretch, tapping one foot down, thumb to the ground, level 1, level 2. It's from 90 degrees, and we're going to flex the feet and then point the toes. Flexing and then pointing. One more advanced option, straight leg version, pointing and then flexing. We do 4 more. Last couple. From here, circling the knees out, round and in, and allow your knees to sort of fall apart, mobilizing the hips. Reversing back in the opposite direction. Allow your back to arch and tuck. Arch and tuck as you do it. Massaging the lower back into the ground. Final one. Alrighty, and then from there, if you can rock up to seated. Now's a good time for some more water and some weights. You can hold the weights like plates. Tuck the elbows in. Open the hands. Try to let your rib cage just lift a little bit as you open out. So when we're doing a lot of device work, the ribs will sort of really drop. We work at strengthening them a little bit lifted to help open out that sitting at a desk posture. And then from there, we're going to add in a little rise onto our tippy toes and come back down. So again, rising onto tiptoes and come back down. Adding in some reach for our next level. Or our more advanced option to add some rotation. We turn, we look towards our backhand to test our balance. we can steady our ankles. Imagine you've got a little mini ball between the ankles, squeezing the ball. Oh, wobbling optional, of course. And let's do a couple more. And final one. Okay, great. So resting off. Let's take a little stretch next. I'm going to use the wall to give our pecs a stretch. Whizzling our fingers backwards. Striding our inside leg forwards. We bend into the front knee. Apply a bit of pressure against the hand as we turn. Look over the shoulder. Breathe deeply. And let's release. Can we wriggle the fingers up the wall an inch? Bend into the front knee. Turn the head. Breathe deeply. And going a little bit higher up. Bend. Breathe deeply. Another good stretch if we're doing a lot of desk work. Helps us to counteract that sitting at a desk posture. So bending into the front knee, pushing the back heel away, turning the head, look over the shoulder, breathe deeply. And let's release, wriggle the fingers up, bend, push the wall away as you do it. Press your shoulders down, breathe. Let's release, go another inch higher with the fingers, bending into the knee, breathe. Alrighty, so from here I'd like you to place one hand on top of your head, dropping your head to one side, gentle pull, relaxing the other shoulder, deep breath. Allow your head to roll around, drop the head to the other side, hand by the ear and pulling down, breathe. And let's release, placing the hands behind, chin down, breathe deeply. And let's release. Okay, so if you can come and join me down on the mat, some rest and relaxation and visualization time. Alrighty, so just let your body settle in to the mat, hands on top of the belly. And just take a moment to appreciate the little moves and stretches and mobilizations and strength exercises that we've done with our body, and taking a moment just to thank the body. Keeping this journey rolling. Just think the little muscles around the eye sockets. Sometimes we can hold quite a bit of tension there. Noticing those smaller muscles asking those muscles to soften and relax. Same with the jaw. Open your teeth a little bit. Let your tongue drop inside your mouth. Soften into your jaw and around your throat and your neck. Moving your attention down into your chest. Just noticing actually how much space there is around the chest and the lungs. Actually, there's lots of space in there to allow us that exchange of gases that goes on in the lungs. Just appreciating that space there. Moving the attention down into the hands. Noticing the sensation around the hands, those little fine nerve endings there. Sensing temperature and touch. Taking a moment to be thankful for that. And running our attention down into our belly. Appreciating all those little functions that go on in our gut, around our belly. All subconscious processes that are going on throughout our day, usually without us paying too much thought to it. Allowing our belly to breathe. Feeling the heaviness of the tailbone against the ground. Just saying, holding on to tension around the belly and the hips and the lower back. Asking those muscles to soften and let go. Our attention to our thigh muscles and bones. Bringing our attention down into our knees. Relaxing down into the legs fully. Bringing our attention down into the joints of the ankles, and feet, little joints and toes. Feeling the connection of the underfoot with the floor. To imagine that you're drifting off to one of your favorite beaches where you're just having a little lie down at sundown. Colors in the sky as the sun sets over the sea. The energy of the sunset, the sea and the sand. Reminding ourselves that at any moment in time we can choose to take a little mini break in our minds. Any beach we like. if you can bring your attention back into the room. Noticing how you're feeling now compared to the start of the session. And just thinking about how you'll bring some of that energy into your evening and your day tomorrow. You're ready if you can open your eyes. We're going to roll over to our side and coming up to seated, bringing our legs out in front. We'll take a little walk with our hands towards our toes, tuck our head in so our nose comes towards our knees, just bringing the chest closer to the thigh. And coming back up, pointing the toes. So I hope that's made a difference to your day today. If you'd like